of Velocity Online, and we are starting today with Inception's run of Crash 4. So yeah, without further ado, let's hand it over to you, Sean, and yeah, take it away.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Inception. You can just call me Sean if you want. That will be easier. And yeah, I will do some Crash 4 for you today. Usually I'm more of a Shadow of the Colossus guy when it comes to speedrun. But yeah, today it's Crash 4. So yeah, I guess I'm ready. We can just get into it right now.
Yeah, just give a countdown.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so if you didn't play Crash 4, it came out like a few months ago, and it's the direct, like it comes directly after Crash 3. So like all the games in between, like Twinsanity and stuff like that, are kind of, they are not removed, but it's kind of like a parallel thing. Like in a different timeline, let's say. And yeah, the thing in that one, like basically after Crash Bandicoot 3, you have Cortex and Entropy that are like stuck in like a different dimension, and in that one they manage to actually come back. And they bring all the bad guys from all the games, basically. So you have to defeat all the bad guys from all the games in like different dimension. Okay, the first two levels are basically just like, yeah, Crash as always, getting off the starting island. So just to speak a little bit about the way you move in Crash, you will see me do a lot of spin slides. So basically you will see me like spin, slide, spin all the time. And that's for two reasons. First, you can actually go faster when you do that. And secondly, you can do something that is pretty common to like platform games, where you can actually, like, the platforms kind of extend in the air after they end, so you can kind of jump off the air after you do a spin slide off a platform. So yeah, you will see me do some spin slide a lot. And by the way, feel free to, if you don't understand something I'm saying, feel free to ask me to repeat it. I know sometimes my French accent can be pretty rough. Okay, that's something I hate in that game. Those ropes. I don't know, I just struggle a lot on that. I guess my perception of depth is kind of bad. Okay. Yeah, a big thing too that I think it's important to mention is that that game was not made by Naughty Dog like the first ones. It was made by Toys for Bob, and you can see that they do things differently, because first of all, like the games, the levels are like insanely colorful. You will see some of them are just crazy, like colors and crazy elements everywhere, and they are actually, like, the levels are actually longer and often harder than the one from like Crash 1, 2, 3. But yeah, you can see they kept some of the like stuff we used to love. So the level when there is a bad guy chasing you like that. Except a big ghost works better than a bear. So yeah, that was the first world. And at the end of that one, we did get a quantum mask, which is basically a mask that gives you a specific power, and you can have only one at the time. It works way differently than Aku Aku, the mask that you get to be able to take hits and not die. Those masks actually give you like an activate ability basically. So that one lets you phase items and like elements of the levels in and out of existence basically. And that's like a really big gameplay thing. It makes some levels just so interesting because you have to manage the way you move and like using your powers to do different stuff. So yeah, as you can see, when stuff are blue like that, it means that it's like out of existence. And if you activate the mask, everything blue will become like tangible, and the rest will just phase out. And yeah, that makes some really interesting stuff. Right now it's pretty basic because it's the first level in which you have a mask. But like when you start to get into the later levels, you have to like switch between masks, and it's really cool. Especially like the last level before the last boss, it's crazy. In that sense, because you have like basically all the masks, and you have to change between them. Railing like that is also a new thing in Crash. It's like a thing we used to see in like Ratchet and Clank and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a new thing in Crash. Which is, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that, honestly. I feel like it's kind of slow. Okay, I'm just focusing sometimes. And yeah, end of the level. Alright. So yeah, that world is basically like some like post-apocalyptical thing, like a Mad Max level. And the bad guy in that one is Rocket Head, which is really interesting because on that boss fight at the end of the world, you have a really cool skip. And not a lot of bosses have cool skips in that game, sadly. So those levels are basically like a lot of movements optimization, basically. The crazy stuff can happen in the later levels. Especially because some of the masks you can have later on in the game really lets you do crazy stuff. So like for example, in a while you'll see we will have a mask that lets you change gravity basically. So up is down and down is up. And that is Okay, that is crazy because like a lot of the game works using like trigger zone, but since you can get a mask that inverts the up and down, you can really easily skip triggers, and you can do pretty crazy stuff and pretty broken stuff too. Okay, and we'll get to the end too. So far, so good. And there is a new thing in that Crash, is that basically for each level you can get some gems, some like white gems. And if you have enough gems per level, you can unlock skins for Crash and Coco. Because yeah, you can play as Coco in that game. It's basically just a different skin. And yeah, there is a lot of things to actually get if you want to do the 106%. Because like every level has like 12 gems. Plus other stuff you have to get to. Ooh, okay. Oh god. I'm just focusing a little bit on that thing. Okay. But yeah, you'll see the levels are getting like really long in the end. That's one of the big difference with the like original games. Is that the levels are like becoming really hard and actually way longer than what it used to be. Okay, that was unfortunate. Okay, in that level you can actually, you'll see you have to do like there is a part of the level where you are being chased by rocket heads, but there is an actually a really cool OB in which you can get to the end of the level and like just you can walk in the air and stuff like that. It's crazy broken. You can see always using that mask that just phase thing in and out. Okay, almost died. Everything's fine. Oh, and yeah, those crates like that spits fire are actually new into that game, and I hate those. It kind of feels like it was made to just bother speedrunners. So yeah, it's that section that you can actually do after an OB, and you can do it without the like rolling thing. I mean, you can just run and do spin slide all the time. Normally everything's fine. It's not not really hard. Most of the like pursuit levels are actually fine. It's not like it was in Crash 2, where it felt really hard when I was younger. Yeah, these levels are actually really cool. They just have so many details, especially when you look back at the old games. Okay, and we are going to do the first boss fight, which is really cool because you can actually basically skip most of it. So yeah, Rocket Head is basically in that big robot in background, and you have to like kick 3 of those, I don't know, babies, you could say, to get him to like get down like that, and you can hit his head. But normally, if I can manage to do it, you can actually skip that like baby section and get him to like that just fall down again. And the only thing you have to do to make it work is like you have to stand in the middle of the drums and do a spin slide. Did I get it again? Yep. So every time you should have to do the baby section, but with that skip you don't have to. And that saves a lot of time. Alright. That was fast. That's nice. We'll go second world. That one don't really have a bad guy, which is kind of sad, but it's a good looking one. And not in that level, but in the next one you'll see there is a new thing introduced in the game, and it's basically because it's like because the timeline and the dimension are all scrambled up, you get some like character you actually know from the game, but coming from different dimension, so they like look different and stuff like that, and you actually get to play them. It's really cool, and you have like bonus level basically, where you have to play other characters to basically like help Crash and Coco do the main levels basically. So you'll see right after that ride, there is like a small cutscene, and Crash is like, what is happening? And that's because another character is actually doing something in the bonus level. That means a bonus level basically made that happen. Which is kind of cool, because it gives you, I don't know, a reason to like redo the level to understand what's happening. Okay. Wow, okay. That was close. Okay, and yeah, because of that thing I told you about, the spin slide that you can actually use to like extend the length of the platforms, you can get some really long jump. and you can kind of skip, between quotes, you can kind of skip stuff, skip platform and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I dropped a few frames. It should be fine now. Okay, so yeah, that's the first level you can actually play a different character in. And the first character you can play, the first new character you can play is Tona. And I don't know if you played the first game, so Crash 1. But Tona was the Bandicoot Crash was trying to save. And that was the girl that was letting you save in the bonus levels. But she comes from a different dimension, so she's like a badass adventurer now. And yeah, and she can't slide. Oh my bad, okay. She can't slide, but she has a grappling hook. And she can wall jump too. All the special characters have like special abilities. Yeah, oh, that was pretty fast. There you can just like skip the lift, and you get like, you save 5 seconds because it's really slow. I'm gonna play safe because I already died a lot. Okay. Already coming to the end of the level. And yeah, there are 3 new characters you can play. So Tona and 2 others, which I won't spoil. You'll see.
Eyes on target.
Oh. Okay, I have nothing on my side. I don't know why. Do you want me to do anything? No, I did lost a few, like a few minutes ago, but I didn't since that. At least it's not telling me. I think that's one of the level I hate the most. Because of a section at the end. First you have all those ropes. I don't like the ropes in that game. But yeah, what I don't like is that you have a lot of section on the, like, on that thing. I don't know how it's called. And you actually have a boss fight on that, like, on that thing. And it's, I don't know, I really don't like it. Charisma mask. Just focusing on that one. Okay. Fine. Yeah, so you can already see, like, now I get masked and I have to, like, manage the powers and, like, avoid things at the same time. And the more you basically advance in the game, it will be just like that all the time now. Like, you have to manage the powers of the mask and like avoid stuff, defeat enemies and stuff like that. I hate those guys, those rats on barrels, because like they can hit you from really far away, and their hitbox is actually really thin. And the only way you can kill them is by getting them to go into the mines. Okay, which can be kind of tricky sometimes. Okay. Let's do that this time. Just one. Okay, should be fine. Now for the boss. And that's why I hate that one. Is because first of all, you are on that thing, which is kind of tricky to control because you slide a lot. And yeah, secondly, because the only way you can do damage is by getting the rats to hit the tentacles. And sometimes the rats just doesn't want to, and sometimes the tentacles doesn't want to. Tentacles don't want to. Ooh. Okay, that was okay. That was an okay fight. And we'll get the second mask of the game, which basically turn you into like a spin top, and you just spin all the time, and that lets you like kind of fly. You can basically do really big jumps using that mask.
Alright, would there be time for a donation here?
Yeah, totally. Go ahead.
Okay, so there is $5 from Mario Killer saying Crash Bandicoot was the first game I ever played and it blew my mind. I hope that counts as a good reason to donate for a good cause. Good luck with the run.
Thank you for the luck. And yeah, that's a good reason to donate. Okay, so yeah, you can see you can just do big jumps. That's basically what that mask is. But the thing is, because you can do such big jumps using that mask, you can actually do some really cool OBs using it. I think I won't be able to do any because they are kind of precise and I'm bad at them. But you can do some crazy stuff using that mask. And it also makes you like immune to some kind of attacks. So that those enemies, for example, they attack you with like a green magic thing, and as long as you are spinning using that mask, you can't get hit by that magic basically.
So dedicated to science, not like the neighbors here, unwilling to cooperate with even a simple deadly test.
Okay.
I wish I didn't have to resort to live tests for my experiments, but you know, omelets, eggs, superpowered potions, marsupial.
I'm just focusing on that one so we get to the end of the level, and those jumps can be pretty hard. Okay, nice. There we go. I think that world is like the most broken, or at least one of the most broken of all the worlds, because of that mask basically. In the last level you can skip like a full minute of the level. And yeah, in that world, it's Embryo, the bad guy. So the bad guy using all the potions. Which is a really cool thing in that Crash, in my opinion, is that you basically have all the enemies just like returning. And that speaks to the to the kid in me. Okay. Just there, I skipped going on a specific platform because some enemies in that level just won't attack you if you don't get on some platforms. So you can manipulate them to just be extra safe, basically. Okay, just avoiding everything. And yeah, that mask works in... Okay. In a weird way, in the sense of if you activate it like at the very moment where you are jumping, like where you, for example, jump off a crate, you will get a really big jump, and you can get that to go like super like high up and avoid some triggers or some walls or stuff like that. Just waiting the dragon. Ooh, okay, can I save that? Whoa, okay, that was... Whew. No! Okay, I saved it too, then throw it away. Kinda sad. It's okay. It's on the same. Wow. I tend to forget about the guy in the background. You just focus on the dragon and forget about the rest. Okay, that was my bad too. That's not my level, that's for sure. Okay, let's play it extra safe. Okay, there we go. Finally, it's done. was the skin menu. And yeah, after that, the boss of that world, you actually unlock something pretty, I guess, pretty daunting when you think about it, because I told you all the levels have like 6 gems in them, and once you defeat the bad guy of that world, you unlock inverted mode. So all the levels are like different basically, and you have 6 more gems to get in every level. So all the levels have like 12 gems plus a tape. So yeah, if you want to get everything, it's basically like a 10-hour run. Okay, I will play that safe too. If I can. Because yeah, the levels start to get kind of long. Starting in that world. Okay, we'll skip. So for example, right here, right here I lost the mask, but you can actually like go over the trigger zone and you can keep the mask to the end of the level, and that lets you do a crazy OB and skip like a really big part of the level, because I will be able to show you that in a minute. But you can actually see the end of the level from right here. Like behind those trees, you can actually see the crate, the golden crate, which is like the end of the level. And so if you manage to keep the like the pink mask, you can just like jump to the end. And you don't have to do all of that. Okay, I'm just focusing on that part. Should be fine since I have some masks. Okay, yes. And yeah, then we have to do embryo, which is I don't know. It's a pretty cool fight, in the sense that it's really. I feel like it's really close to the humor of the old games. Like that fight really reminds me of the first fight you have to do in Crash 3. Where you have to send stuff like that too.
Just need to know if this is lethal.
Okay, so the first phase is basically just avoiding all the the attack potion, those, and then you have to attack the I don't know the blobs to send them into embryo. And then for phase 2, embryo basically like chugs all of his potions and just turns into the Hulk. And since he's green, I told you, when you spin using that mask, you are immune to like that green magic, and since he's green, you can actually hit him with the mask. No big strat here, you just have to avoid the attack and wait for him to stop. Right. And yeah, because he chugs way too many potions, he will turn into that kind of dinosaur bird. And he will be stuck like that. And yeah, he adds the inverted mode, which of course I won't do. Okay, and we'll get to, I think it's one of the craziest level, cause like, I don't know, it's so full of everything, just so colorful, and there is like so many details. It's also a level that heavily relies on cycles, and it can get pretty messy if you get like out of cycle. Like, the game really works. I mean, I guess it's common to a lot of platforming games, but it really relies on cycles, and if you get out of cycles, it can be really hard to actually do the level fast. Okay. Alright, perfect. That was really clean. Okay. And we get to, I think, what is the best railing section in the game. You'll see it pretty soon. Okay. Ooh, that was a close call. Okay, best riding section in the game. We'll just have to stay focused on that one. Okay. Right. And then next level, we have the second new character you can play, which I think all of you will know. Which is, drumroll, Dingodile. Yay! It's actually my favorite of all three new characters.
What am I, a Bandicoot?
You can basically like fly a little bit using that that gun he has. And you can also throw things using that cannon. And that's one of my favorite level. Because yeah, Dingodile is just way too fun to play. And you can, as you can see, you can skip a lot of things. Because basically, Dingodile can just fly a really long time. And after he's done flying, he will get a jump. So you can go like really far away using that. So you don't have to use all the platforms basically.
Nice.
Okay, so far. These guys can just like make crazy turns. Okay, that was unfortunate. Oh, and that's so far away. Because yeah, as you like progress into the levels, the checkpoints are actually like further and further apart, and that's just it can be really annoying. Normally the safe way to destroy those spinning things is to use a TNT barrel and just throw it into it. But it's faster to just jump and spin. Okay, and we'll have a really cool level because you can do a really cool OB that you will actually see that time. Because it saves a lot of time. But normally it's a section where you are on a boat and you have to wait for the boat to go forward and you have to clean the way for the boat and stuff like that. But because you can do an OB, you can just like walk away. Don't need the boats. But yeah, sadly you have to use that thing again. But that time is it's the real jet ski thing, like from the previous games. Okay, I almost died. Those guys carrying nitro are just savages. Okay. I will take that mask just in case. Oops. Okay. Because basically when you do the OB, because you are not coming from the normal way, the game doesn't load everything, and the game doesn't load some nitro crates. So you can't see them, but they are here. So yeah, having a mask is actually really, really safe. So yeah, that's the boat you should be using, but we won't use it because you can just get into the wall and walk on water. Okay, I will have to position myself and try not to die. Okay, that looks okay. Let's see. Nice. Okay. Let the camera snap back. And yeah, so everything isn't loaded right now. So I just avoided nitro crates, but they were just invisible. You just have to know they are here. You can see fake crash. And since I have a mask, let's just go. Okay, nice. And we will unlock the third quantum mask, which is a mask that lets you slow time for just a short period.
Right then. Need a hand.
And yeah, we are coming to the snow world. As you know, every good platforming games must have a snow world and some levels in sewers. And that game has both. And there is actually a level with a returning ally, if you can say that. So those crates, like in red, are basically crates that you can make appear, but just for, they don't stay tangible for long. So you have to basically make them spawn and slow time. Okay, I'm just really careful with those guys. They can kill you really easily. Here you just slow time to walk on the ice platforms. Okay, as you can see, I wasn't fast enough, so you have to wait an entire cycle. As I said, cycles are really important in that game. Okay, that was a section you can actually do without slowing time. By using the principle I talked about at the beginning, where you can just like do some spin slide into the air and just like extend the length of the platforms. Okay, coming to the end of the level. That was a really clean level. And yeah, in the next one, I think it's, yeah, starting in that one, you actually can see some enemies from the previous games, which is like, I don't know, another homage. Just being careful on the ice. And yeah, it's those guys, the scientists. Which also means that the bad guy of that world, that dimension, is Cortex. I'm just waiting for the fire crates. Okay, I'm gonna take that mask just to be safe. Okay, because that section can get really messy, because you have like, you are on ice, there is nitro crates plus the icicles. Okay, that was cool. And in the next level, you will actually see something we didn't see yet. And it's basically using the mask that lets you slow time. When you are slowing the time, you can actually jump on nitro crates and that won't kill you. So you can actually use nitro crates as platform, basically. Ooh, okay. That was close. So here, during that section, because you can do spin slides, you can kind of skip stuff, kind of skip platforms, because you can do really long jumps. If you were to do that using only normal jump, that would be really hard. But using the spin slides, it's actually really okay. Jumping on nitro crates. Oh, okay. Normally you have a checkpoint, yeah. Basically when you have those little cutscenes, it's a checkpoint too. And yeah, you'll see the returning ally, which is the little bear from Crash 2. That time you are not being chased by Mama Bear. Okay, just focusing on that section.
About that. I'm having fun. Can you tell?
Because yeah, the controls can be kind of messy. Like if you use the boost, you can sometimes just get thrown into like a crate and you won't be able to avoid it. Okay, we're safe. Okay, next will be Cortex, which is a pretty annoying fight. Because basically, in each phase you have to like wait for Cortex to attack you, and then it will send Punchbot, which is a bot who punches. It will send Punchbot to attack you, and you have to attack Punchbot to throw it against Cortex. But if you die, it will basically take one more cycle to get Punchbot to appear. So instead of getting like Punchbot after one cycle, we'll get Punchbot after 2 cycles. And that is really, really annoying.
Ow! Punchbot Mark II is for punching you, not me.
So yeah, first is missiles. Second is those things. I don't know how you could call that. I'm playing really safe with Punchbot. I'm slowing time and jumping on him.
Have it your way.
Because, I don't know, I've been killed by Punchbot way too many times.
The marsupial missile is my own design. Do you like it? What's that Bandicoot, Punchbot?
as I was saying. Yeah, sometimes Punchbot is really, really good at just killing you. Those hands he has are like crazy big. Okay.
Well, if you won't play fair, then neither will I. Oops, did I do that?
That phase is kinda... it's pretty long. Because you have to first avoid missiles and then he will basically send everything at the same time.
I wonder what happens if I hit all the buttons at once.
Normally if you can align here, you can get a better section basically. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I died only once. And yeah, I should make a little point on the story because it's kind of it's getting weird starting from that point. So basically, because you defeat Cortex, Entropy is saying, I don't need you, Cortex. I will just like go back in time and erase everything to like start clean. So Cortex is actually joining the Bandicoots, and you have to play Cortex, which is a bummer because the Cortex gameplay is just really bad. I really don't like playing as Cortex. But yeah, basically, starting from that point, it's Entropy, the bad guy. And Cortex is a good guy now. Okay, I'm just focusing on that one. Because if I can keep the masks... Okay, I kept one, that's fine. Just keeping masks makes your life easier. Okay. I think that level is one of my favorites. It has a lot of things. And I think it actually shows something that game does really well, is switching perspective, basically. Like, I think that game is really good at changing from like side view to behind view to railing to stuff like that, which the previous games were doing already, but I think that one does it just almost perfectly. And yeah, next level will be with Cortex. And basically, Cortex only has one jump. You cannot double jump. He cannot slide, but he can like dash into the air and on the ground. And he has a gun that changes enemies into blocks. And yeah, that's just really annoying. And not having a second jump is what makes it really, really bad, in my opinion. So yeah, one hit on an enemy turns it into stone, and a second hit into like bouncy stuff, and a third will just turn the enemy back to normal. Here is a little skip. Normally you have to do like to go all the way right and then come back left. Okay.
Ooh, I've never tried a volcano lair. Do good guys have volcano lairs? Much to learn.
Okay, that section is horrible. Because you don't have an aim on the gun. You can only shoot where Cortex is facing, and that makes it really hard to aim. Oh my god.
Haven't seen mushrooms that big since I left the Gigantizotron running overnight.
The only thing that is good in my opinion with Cortex is that you have some really cool quotes. And that's it. Gameplay wise, I really don't like it. But at least it's done. Next level will be with Crash again. And it's a level with a pursuit again, with a dinosaur. Which in my mind is also an homage to Crash 3. Hey. Just focusing here a little bit. Yeah, because those railings can be kind of tricky sometimes, especially ones where you have to manage a mask power at the same time, like phasing stuff in and out. Okay, here we are being saved by another character in a different timeline, which in my opinion is really cool, like story-wise, but it does something kind of cool in my mind, is that it kind of breaks the level into sections, and it's not like just going through the level and then getting chased by the dinosaur. It's like a chase, some level, a chase, part of the level, and like that all the way through. And that makes it really interesting in my opinion. Oh, okay, my bad. Here you have to actually use and it's intended by the game, you have to use the fact that you can extend the platform size by sliding. Yeah, and we get to the last section of chase. Here we go. Okay. That was a nice level too. And yeah, here we will have the last mask, last quantum mask, which is the mask that lets you switch the gravity basically. So up becomes down and down becomes up.
May I assist?
Which is one of the best powers in my opinion, because you can use it to do a lot of stuff. And yeah, we are going to that world, like the, I don't know, space alien stuff, which is kind of cool because the final boss is Entropy, but basically the ships are an oxide ships. And I don't know if you remember that bad guy, but that's the bad guy from the second Crash card game. So Crash Nitro card, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, he was the bad guy in that game. And I don't know, I feel like it's really cool that they actually included him in that one. Okay, here is the first section, basically really using the mask. You know that guy. And yeah, there is actually a really cool homage to that guy in the second level. And it's like tied to the second Crash card game, basically, racing game. And yeah, you can also see here that you have wall runs in that game, but they are kind of buggy, kind of finicky. Oh god, okay. Those guys with the rifles are really annoying because they can aim like really easily at you. They just track you. Okay, he almost killed me. It's crazy, they can just track you everywhere. Nice. Okay, and yeah, next level is where you can see the homage to Sides. Because basically, during the whole level, he's saying that he lost his keys to his car. And he's actually talking about his cards from the game. And you can actually see the card at the end. Okay, I'm just focusing a little bit.
My sixth card stolen this year.
Okay, and yeah, because those guys actually they use the green magic. If you have the spin mask, you are spinning, you cannot get hit by them basically, which is really cool, especially when you have a lot of them like that. Okay, we're getting to the end.
Buckle your seatbelt.
We'll see the cart pretty soon.
Unbuckle those seatbelts and fix my gear. Quickly, minions. Prepare master and escape abandoned ship.
Here it is in the background. That's an exciting cart. Okay, that's a really cool level too. You have another like section where you are on an animal and you have to like dash through the level, and it's a really cool one. It's just a really long one. And yeah, you have to ride on that, I don't know, alien dinosaur thing. Okay. And yeah, that's a section I really love. The first time I've done it, I was really amazed by how it's changing perspective like that. And it works so well. Here you can see it's possible to have 3 Aquacus and a power mask. Oh, okay. That was greedy. Okay, here I like to try and get 1 mask for the end. Because at the end you have some enemies that are pretty hard to avoid, in my opinion. Yeah, let's try to, to keep that one. And yeah, basically the whole end of the level is just riding on that thing, but it's just so long. And yeah, starting there levels becomes they become really, really long. Okay. Almost to the end, and yeah, that's what that guy that I like to have a mask, because it's really hard to avoid it because you're going up a slope. And yeah, we are getting to Entropy, who is actually with like the woman version of himself, basically, coming from another dimension. So there are two of them, but the fight is pretty easy. But first you have to jump into that dimension breach, because Entropy is trying to use his machine to go back in time and erase everything. So that creates that crazy breach. And if you can get all the fruits, you actually get memes. So we'll try to do that. I just hope I didn't miss any. Oh, I missed one. That's sad. No memes. So yeah, now it's a real fight, if you can call that a fight. Basically the first section is just jumping from platforms to platforms. You have to do it with the spin mask first, and then with the time mask.
So elegant, spiders.
So many little legs to pull.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, wicked.
And they actually shoot at you. But it's not really at you, they just try to destroy the platforms. Oh, come on. Okay, that one is the slow one. Okay, and the phase 2 is basically you have to go around that thing, destroying lasers, and that's it. That's why I don't really know if you can call that a fight. Just do like left and right and left, and they attack you with more lasers. Alright. So basically what happens in the story here is that Basically, Entropy opened a lot of breach to different dimensions, and once you defeat him, you close all of them, and like Dingodile is saying, well, now that we are done, can we just like go home? And the mask, they say, yeah, we can take you home, but we need to rest first. And the only place we can take you right now, it's Neon City, so that place. So that's why you have to play through Neon City. Because basically, the Bandicoots and Cortex and Dingodile just want to get some food. So yeah, that's the only reason you are doing these levels, just for food. And some of those levels are actually really, really hard. Especially because of those robots. Okay. Here you can just kind of skip some of the wall run. Yeah, that section can be really annoying because you have those little TNT robots following you around, and like if you jump too many times, you can just get killed because you jump into a robot, and that's just so annoying. I just hope everything works. Okay, because sometimes when you have to do a wall run and you are upside down, the game kinda don't like it. And Crash won't be able to latch onto the wall and actually run on it. Oh, that was close. Oh, okay. Okay, we're fine. It's fine, it's fine. Okay, the next level is really, really tricky. It's a level in which you have to play as Tona and Dingodile, and it's really hard. There is a whole section where you have to jump from cars to cars, and it's crazy. But well, you can play Dingodile once more, so that's fine.
Let's see if these tall poppies know how to smoke a steak.
And yeah, you will be able to see, but basically in that dimension, Dingodile is doing really well for himself. and he has the restaurant franchise.
Blimey, it's not to think about that. Does this mean I have franchise potential? Am I a franchise? Could I open a restaurant in an airport?
Okay. That first section with Dingo Dial is actually okay. Only the last part of it is actually really hard. Then it's really the section with Tona that is just crazy hard. Oh, okay. It's okay. At least I died at the beginning of it. Because, yeah, that's the section that is kind of hard with Jingo Dial. Because basically you have to jump onto all those cars. And you have to avoid all the nitro crates. But at the same time... Okay, that was lucky. At the same time you have some robots carrying nitro crates that try to kill you. And the thing is, like, if you just jump too high, a robot can kill you.
Wonder what the local delicacy is here. I hope it's
But yeah, now
spicy
it's up to
and
Tona. Okay, that's nice. I will be really focused on that level because like a lot of things can go wrong. Even the railing sections can go wrong pretty easily because you have to avoid all those trains. And you have to activate things at the same time. Okay, so far so good. I think it's important to really say that you do that only for food, which in my opinion is kind of overkill just to get some food, but oh, okay. That was nice. Normally she kind of automatically jump onto the railing like that. Don't know what happened. Okay, we are coming to the end, which is really annoying and hard. Okay, a little break on that car, and then we have to go through all of that, which is why that level is really hard. Okay. Oh, okay, that was nice. I lost a little bit of time, but
Spicy
first try
fries.
was really good. Yeah, the only cool thing is that you can use the grappling hook mid-air to like stay in the air, and you can just use that to, like, if you miss the platform, you can use that to be able to get back on one. But yeah, that's a really messy level. And we have the last level with the Cortex, which is really annoying too, because it's a level using Cortex. But at least it's the last one. Okay. But yeah, that level is really like, you have some really heavy platforming sections, and since Cortex doesn't have a second jump, a double jump, he's really bad at platforming sections. Oh. Oops. You can actually skip that, but okay, let's play safe. Okay, that thing will just one-shot you. Yeah, okay. I prefer playing safe here. Trying to go fast can just get you killed. That thing going down, that platform, if you just touch it from underneath, you die instantly. Okay, that was bad. Okay. Ooh, okay. If you don't get that, you have to take an elevator, and it's really, really slow. Okay. Coming at the end of the level, and we have to play Crash again, because basically Cortex just realized that he can use the masks to actually get back in time and erase the time where he actually created Crash. So yeah, Cortex just becomes the bad guy again. That's unfortunate. I was just above the crates. Okay. Okay, I'm happy it's done. I really don't like that level. And yeah, so what's happening here is that basically the cortex we just
And now
played
for me to stop.
is going back in time using the time mask to see his past version of himself to actually stop himself in the past from creating Crash. So starting now, we actually have two versions of Cortex. The past one and the like future one that we were playing just before that.
Listen up, lackeys. There's an imposter me on the loose.
And as I said,
Identical in appearance.
every good platforming game must have a sewer level.
Skin like a jaundiced
So yeah, here you go.
a bona fide 10.
And yeah, the past Cortex in those levels thinks his future version is actually like an imposter. So he's trying to stop him basically. Okay, so here, okay, so what I just done is basically when I was upside down, there is a trigger to that basically removes the gravity mask, so that mask. But if you go to a specific spot, you can actually avoid the trigger and you keep the mask. So normally you don't have any masks in that section. But because you can skip the trigger, you can keep the mask. And well, makes it kind of, I wouldn't say easy, but you can do some pretty big jump using that mask. It kind of breaks the level.
Do I have a weird voice?
Because yeah, you can just jump away and you can see the enemy's AI is freezed because they expect you to come from a specific place. Ooh, that might not work. Ooh, okay. Normally you have to do some wall jumps, some wall runs. But yeah, the gravity mask makes it way easier.
Destroy his own future.
Okay, you can even keep it all the way to the end of the level, but I will change to the time mask because it's I wouldn't say easier to, but yeah, I prefer getting the time mask for that section, especially because to keep the gravity mask in that section, you have to do something kind of dangerous in the sense that you are going like so high up that the end of the level can not load. So sometimes if you try to keep the gravity mask all the way to the end of the level, sometimes the end of the level isn't visible, which makes it kind of hard to do. Okay, only 2 more levels and it's the final fight.
lad. This all could have been different.
Just focusing to okay, sometimes here you can get memed and Crash just won't run onto the wall and you just fall and die. Okay, those rats can get really problematic sometimes because the hitbox of the kind of shield they have is pretty bugged. Okay. Pass that one. Let's play safe. Okay. Should be good. Nothing too risky here.
What must I do to prove myself?
And yeah, you can hear the
Childhood pet,
both Cortex just arguing in the background.
embryo, change the password to my diary. This brute's been snooping.
Okay, let's play safe. We are coming to the end of the level. Okay, nice. Okay, so only one level left, and it's basically it's a level in which there is like a big section at the end where you have to use all the masks, and it gets really hard. You basically like use one, change for another, use it, change for another, and it goes like that for like a pretty big section.
You'll never find me.
So I just hope I won't get too many retries.
This castle is a maze. I alone know all of its secret halls and passages. Like the one behind the portrait of Grandfather that opens when you press on his triangular marker. My house.
But yeah, it's pretty cool because first you have like one section per mask basically, and then you have a big section where you have to use all the masks.
What is it? Am I seeing double?
Embryo, quickly! Revoke this fraud's hologram
Okay.
access! No, Embryo! I'm no fraud! I'm from the future! You must listen to me! Sounds like the doorbell.
Right, that was really nice. And we are almost getting to the big section of the end I talked about.
Quit struggling. Don't make me. Help! Anyone! We have an evil doppelganger situation. I'm not a doppelganger. I'm... No, forget it. Help! There. That'll shut me up.
Okay, so that was the first section with all the masks. And then part 2. Wow, okay, that was first try. That's pretty cool. And then we'll have to do Cortex once more. And basically during that fight, you face like future Cortex, and he has imprisoned past Cortex, basically.
Yoink. Did you jump on the shoot-o-matic? Cheated on that!
So to do that fight, you have to destroy all the shoot-o-matics, so the thing on the ground that shoots lasers. And then you have to attack the scientists that spawn afterwards. And basically you have like one phase per mask power.
Time out! Time out! Annihilator! Fire! What's the matter? Afraid of the searing, deadly laser?
Okay, so that's the section that
I might flip.
can kind of mess up with your brain.
Yes, your whole world is upside down. Confused? Disoriented? I can see your tiny brain cells frying themselves.
Okay, that was close.
Stop that! Assistant!
Okay. We will be back to normal. Don't worry.
Can't keep up the pace.
Okay, that's the safe spot we found.
Ready, set,
Normally you have to like go all the way around,
unbelievable!
and basically the platforms are going down like at a random time because Cortex is messing up with the time mask. But there is a safe spot on which you can just stay and wait. Okay, and the last mask and the last 4 scientists too. Okay, so time will be coming up, so be ready. And time. Here you go. That was Crash 4. And I leave you with that
This game has been
awesome
a work of fiction.
credits.
Any similarities to any marsupials, talking masks, dingo alligator hybrids, or evil science guys with weirdly shaped heads, living or dead, is
Thank you
purely
for the
coincidental.
GGs.
You should not have played this game if you suffer from wampa allergy, crash rash, fear of alternate dimensions, fear of moving platforms, fear of still.
All
Well, that
right.
was awesome. I had a blast.
Fear of squishy
Thank you
noises, fear
for
of bouncing noises, fear of
letting me
super
do
science,
that run.
fear of collecting things, fear of 90s